How about I'll just do it this way again. So I've disappointed a whole bunch of you because I disagreed on a point about whether or not somebody's in hell. It's not about whether they put themselves in a position they have to make a bad decision. They did do that. That's what elected officials choose to do. But we have people who are being forced to decide between taxing us through our insurance premiums, and I agree with you, sir. The destruction of our medical care came in World War II when just before World War II, when Franklin Roosevelt put in wage and price controls, and so businesses started using health care as a means to attract labor. And that is the beginning of the destruction of our health care. But those choices that have been presented to us are at our own hands. Because we've not done as good a job as we need to do to elect at the national level those who would not present us with these horrible choices. Obamacare is the first step towards essentially nationalizing health care. That's painful. We need to win the next presidential election. We need to hang on to the House, and we need to take the Senate to stop this direction. But I'm running for governor of the state of Arizona. I wasn't actually going to come here tonight and talk to you about that. I'm just delighted to have a chance now to be back in my legislative district. Most of you don't know I've been the principal of a public school. It is the, or one of the, depending on whose numbers you look at, highest performing public schools in the state of Arizona. And it did that job at 80 cents on the dollar. Our trouble in public education is that we're spending a lot of money and not getting the results we deserve, and worse, you don't have to wait till you reach college to be indoctrinated. We are not teaching our young people in kindergarten through 12th grade the fundamentals about what it means to be part of this nation. My students study the Constitution, not by reading a textbook, but by reading the Constitution. My students study the Declaration of Independence by reading it. They read the Federalist Papers. They read the Old Testament. Yes. And our students come out, not because they were the best students we could find in the state, but because we took average kids and treated them to the highest academic standards in the state and the highest character standards in the state and held them to it. That's what we need to do to turn this country around. Is educate our young people to think critically so that in debates like ours we may disagree, but at least they'll be using their brains to reach the best decisions they can. Thank you again for the
Thank you. My name is Matthew Papke. I am running for Tempe City Council. Anybody here, show of hands, think that they need to pay more taxes? You're not paying enough. You're Warren Buffett's, right? Nobody. Let me tell you, it starts here. It starts in your city. I don't know how many of us are in Tempe in this room, but I am, and that's where I'm going to go. And that's where we're going to take the fight next. LD 26, you guys are an inspiration. Seriously, it's a brand new LD, and yes, the numbers are a little bit low, but if you look at what we've done, passing resolutions, getting out and eating the public, it's a lot more than a lot of the other LDs are out there. I travel the state talking to different places, and I'll tell you, we're doing a lot. We do a lot more, but we're far more active than some of the counties even. So now it's time to take it to the city. One of the things that we got to say is, hey, UN, you want us out of the country, right? We'll get the hell out of Tempe. Why are we a member of the International Council of League of Cities? Why? Do we need the UN coming here telling us?
Hell no.
Hell no, how to build our building? No, we don't. So it's time to reclaim our sovereignty. I am a firm believer in the 10th Amendment and the power that is vested in that. There is a reason we are the United States of America, because every single state is sovereign. Every state has its own culture. Every state has its own way of doing things. And that's important because it makes up, in the Congress, in the Senate, it makes up the very people that we are and brings them together to find compromise. I do believe principle is absolutely the epitome of what a public servant should have. And public servants are legislators. They are governors. They are presidents. They are your public servants. Now, I am a public servant to you in the position as third vice chair. And as a city councilman, I will be a public servant. So, yes, there are hard decisions, but no, never compromise on your principles. Absolutely not. Socialism is what we talk about. Let's be real here. It's fascism. Socialism doesn't work. No country has socialism because it devolves so quickly, it moves to fascism. And that's what's scary about what's really happening. Because now we've got, even through this Obamacare, Affordable Health Care Act, I don't like to say care because it's a word that people say, oh, they care about us. Oh, that's great. No, they don't. They care about their money. Look how much money the hospitals are going to make from the passage of this program. There are millions and hundreds of millions of dollars just in the state of Arizona going to build the hospitals because they're going to have more people to serve. So absolutely stand on principle. Fascism is the enemy. Fascism is the NSA working with the Tempe Fusion Center to read your emails, the post office taking pictures of every single package that goes through. That's what we need to stop, and that's what I stand for. Free you, free me, and free Tempe.